In the shadows where the silence speaks, I walk the line where the lost souls seek. With whispers of hope and a guiding light, I'll search the dark, bring the truth to light. I'm a seeker of the unseen, bridging worlds where the heart has been. With every heartbeat, every tear, I'll find the way, I'll draw you near. Through the echoes of the past I tread, unlocking stories of the words unsaid. With every vision I'll stand my ground. In the name of love, the lost will be found. I'm a seeker of the unseen, bridging worlds where the heart has been. With every heartbeat, every tear, I'll find the way, I'll draw you near. Hope is fading, I won't let go. I'll be your compass, your guiding glow. Together we'll break through the darkest night. For every lost soul, I'll bring back the light. I'm a seeker of the unseen, bridging worlds where the heart has been. With every heartbeat, every tear, I'll find a way, I'll draw you near. I'm a seeker of the unseen, I'm bridging worlds where the heart has been, where the heart. With every heartbeat, every tear, I'll find the way, I'll draw you near. Draw you near. Through the echoes of the past I tread, unlocking stories of the words unsaid. With every vision I'll stand my ground. In the name of love, the lost will be found. Through the echoes of the past I tread, unlocking stories of the words unsaid. With every vision I'll stand my ground. In the name of love, the lost will be found. Through the echoes of the past I tread, unlocking stories of the words unsaid. With every vision I'll stand my ground. In the name of love, the lost will be found. My hope and hope is fading, I won't let go. I'll be your compass, your guiding glow. Together we'll break through the darkest night. For every lost soul, I'll bring back the light. When hope is fading, I won't let go. I'll be your compass, your guiding glow. Together we'll break through the darkest night. For every lost soul, I'll bring back the light.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Psychic Sleuth channel. So I've been actually trying to get this done for a couple days. The first time I was really second guessing a lot of stuff and I was really struggling. This time was a little bit better. So first of all, I want to say thank you for being here. Please like, subscribe, and share to those that you feel like it would be helpful for. If you would like to support the channel, all the ways to do that again are to comment, like, and just be a part of the community. I do sincerely appreciate you here. If you would like to support the channel in other ways, know that it is not necessary if you do not want to or you cannot afford to, but these are the things that I offer. There are some merchandise. There is a link in the description box below, and I'm going to be adding a new shirt on there as soon as I can get to it. I also am still partnered up with Otter Spirit. They do donate $1 for each thing that you buy, and if you do love crystals as much as I do, they do have good quality crystals. These are the new ones that they sent me for manifestation. And if you want to see the necklaces, this is the new necklace that I got from them as well. It's the teardrop amethyst, which is my birthstone. So I really love their quality. I wear these constantly all the time. This is for my astrology sign, as they do have astrology packs. And they are a little, I know they can be a little pricey, but you kind of get what you pay for, right? So I love the packs. I wear these absolutely all the time, out with the goats, doing everything, so they are strong. They have held together, and they do have a warranty. If they are to break, they do replace it for free. I know because I did it with my son. He got one, and he broke his, and they did replace it for free, and it was done very fast. So they're a great company. I love them, or I wouldn't decide to, partner with them. And I need to do a better job at partnering with them. So, I love them and I love crystals. So if you do too, the link is in the description box. Also, if anybody would like to donate to the channel, it does help me in so many ways, especially since I've got to get Freya to a surgery, and I just finished with another surgery, so do not feel obligated, but if you would like to help lessen the stress a little bit or help with that because you're an animal lover, it is much appreciated. But again, there's no need to do it if you don't feel the pull to or if you can't. So only if you can. I want people to take care of themselves first. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on this. Now, this video is going to have multiple things in it. Not the cards today. I'm going to do the cards a different time. I was actually trying to do a live tonight, but I'm not going to be able to because, it's already 10:24. But I am going to be doing lives for donations for the surgery as well. So watch for that to be coming up. Hopefully tomorrow. I needed to get this done though because I'm getting that urge push. I got to get it done. So this is going to have both Autowrites. I did one on it was the 10th or 11th. I'll tell you in a minute, and the 12th. I think it was the 10th and the 12th. Because my mom is in the hospital, so that's why things are a little bit more slow going than I would like them to be. So there's also going to be EVP that I did that night that I was kind of struggling. I was just curious if she would come in. There's some stuff that could be her. I don't know if it is for fact her, but I'm real quick. I know I said I was going to put EVPs at the end of this, but they ended up being too long, and I went like 3 hours editing them. They're really hard to edit. So, and then I even tried to speed them up, and it just wasn't working out. So it ended up being really long still with long spaces because I was just having issues. So if you guys want me to make a separate video of that, if you're interested, let me know. If not, I won't do it. And I don't think I'm going to put it to the end of this one because it's too tough. But I am going to put the sketches and a couple times the ball going off. So just want to put that in here so you're not looking for it at the end. I'm just going to use the audio of it because I literally fell asleep during. And then I'll put like her picture up or something and just do the audio. That'll be at the very end if you want to stick around for that. There's not much of it. I'm sure I can cut most of it out. And also I'm going to put sketches. And I'll explain that a little bit in the Autowrite as to why I'm putting those sketches and what they mean. Okay? All right. So I'm just going to read what I did for the Autowrite. As you guys know what Autowrites are, it means the word write in there. So it means I wrote it, I channeled it, and now I'm going to read it to you. And I'll explain how all of that works as we go along. Also in here, I do explain how Autowrites work and how I work because not everybody knows. And I think that's important for people to understand that so that you get it. Because I have a lot of people that come at me for certain things, and it's like, you guys don't understand how it works. I'm trying to explain it. So if you already know, you don't have to listen to that part. All of it is mixed in, but I do it for a reason, and I do things for a reason. Okay. And Emily is a very strong case that I'm very drawn to. I've had dreams and everything else. So I'm going to go ahead and go into this. I'll try to read as slow as I can. I do have a little bit of ADHD, so I do tend to read kind of fast. You may slow me down by clicking. There's a place on YouTube where you can slow down. Okay. All right. This was on 3/10/25, the first one. This is an Autowrite for Emily Pike. I feel I would start with this. I did have a few weird dreams I'll mention in case they hit, but I'm not sure. But one did include someone that I often use for Autowrites, and those of you that are part of the channel may know who that is. So I may use him, and I'll explain the dream when I get to that part. I don't know if I'm going to do that tonight or a different time. We will see how it goes with her first. So just to explain how Autowrites work, in case you're not aware, and I'm going to actually do it with the camera on in case she decides to touch the balls and validate anything. And if she does, I'll add it to this video. And there wasn't much of that done, but what was, I will add. But I had a lot of weird things come in about her while I was sleeping. She is like pushing me, or spirit is, and I can't get her off my mind. So I will try my best to be her voice. I can't promise a name or anything, but I'll do my best to get as much info as I can. I always tell people we aren't meant to solve cases. We are meant to give the clues of puzzle pieces to help solve it. I haven't done an Autowrite in quite a while. I've been on break, so we'll see how it goes. Info that comes in can be past, present, or future. So at any point in their lives to the future of this case or things done. Things can be symbolic, metaphoric. They aren't always literal in how they come across. Spirit will use my references, experiences, or how I relate to things to try and explain what they are wanting to say. How we perceive the information is what matters. I try not to guess what it means. I will tell you sometimes what it could mean, but otherwise just tell you what I am seeing so that there's no misperception. Keep in mind that this is an Autowrite, okay? So therefore, not everything may fit here. Interconnects may happen, so similar cases or whatnot, cases in the area or things surrounding the case may come in, especially when it comes to names. Even things surrounding the family or the person. I've gotten names of lawyers before, so just an example. So keep that in mind. I have no control over what comes in. It is up to spirit. They are in charge. There is timing to everything, and we will get what we are meant to in due timing. We are humans connecting to a different realm, so we don't know everything. We only give what we get, and it fits how it fits. So a couple of weird things I dreamed of. It felt like I was in an astral dream. I was standing on the side of the road, kind of hiding. It was the side of the main road. There was a truck-like vehicle towing a camper-like thing. It was coming from a dirt road, and I remember the color yellow, which was weird. I tried to follow it to get a license plate, astrally in my dream. Somehow it changed to a native man on a horse, but I was really following it in my dream. So it was weird. I also had dreamed of a sketch. The sketch kept flashing. It was of a white male. It seemed like a sketch I had seen before. Somewhere. He had a bigger sunglasses on, and I may try to recreate it because it kept flashing, and I don't know the reason. The other part of my dream I'll leave for the Autowrite because that's what told me I had to do that one or add that person in, and there goes the ball. So it's kind of weird that it's going off right now. So pay attention to when these balls go off because I feel like it's a validation of things, and they haven't really went off until I'm doing this video. So, there was also a mention of a surgeon and some sort of, I don't know what that was about. I barely remember that. So I'll explain the rest later, and I have no idea what any of it is about, or if it is about her. But it felt like it. I know the part I'm telling you later is definitely about her. So I know I said I think she ran away. As just a thought, I don't think her intention was to run away. I think her intention was to meet someone and probably eventually come back. But I also feel the home is sketchy. So if it is and things are going on there, I'll pick that up. So that's something to keep in mind. Even if they aren't directly involved because it's surrounding the case, I'll get that info on that too. So keep that in mind as well. I keep getting, and I always cough anytime I talk about her. It's so bad. I keep getting the feeling that she wanted to meet someone. There was someone that she had been talking to online or planned to meet. That's what it feels like. It doesn't feel like she was leaving and to never return. But I don't know. I feel that also that she wasn't happy. She wasn't happy where she was and certain things she knew was going on there or surrounding there. I don't know if it involved her directly or it's just things that were happening. And yes, I'm aware that many people are missing from there. And in my opinion, if it hasn't been investigated, it should be. I feel like Emily was very much like many of us as teens, naive and full of adventure. And most of all, fell maybe for things too easily because she was vulnerable. She's at that age where sneaking out to see a boy maybe she's crushing on. I keep getting a reference to Delphi. And I don't know if she was found kind of like similar time to them, but I was thinking about that today. And then I Googled it, and she was found the 14th. February 14th, same as Delphi. So I knew there was a reason for that. And they were referencing that. I was thinking about that today, and they were referencing that. So not sure in which ways they're similar, but those girls were also catfish or were talking to someone, and they were the same age. And I think the perp is similar because the chart, they both come in as Saturn. I'll talk about that in a minute. I don't know if that's what it was here or if it just ended up running across someone really bad. But there's a very evil kind of serial killer type feeling around it. That may be why that certain part was in my dream. I see her walking down a dirt road. So I don't know if she was walking down a dirt road at any time, if there was one leading from where she was at or the house. But it feels like she was walking on in that direction or walking down a road. I'm wondering if her plan was to meet a boy. It feels like she was curious about one or liked one. I also feel her sticking her thumb out. So I don't know if she was hitchhiking for a ride or if it's symbolic, but I do know that she was found off of 60. But I see it anyway. So I do know a few things about the case. I tried not to because I don't like to know anything. I like to get everything myself when I go in, but they show me the number anyway, so I have to say it. I wonder who was like in the next town over or a place close to where she was missing from. I only just heard about this case, and ever since then, I can't let her go. I do feel like I want to cough, so I do feel at some point her breath was taken away. Strangled is the way that still. I've been getting that every time I talk about her. So I'm struggling to connect to Emily right now. So I'm switching it up, and I think that was a lot because I was questioning everything, and I was really doubting, and sometimes I do that to myself. It's easy to do because, again, we're just a human connecting to another vibration, and it's easy to confuse our thoughts. I think we're just kind of making it up sometimes. But I did a lot of second guessing. So I felt, again, like I was blocking myself, and we could say I'm struggling with my confidence and pressure. You do this work, there's always pressure to be right, not be wrong, and that makes it tough sometimes. So the TED Talk that helps me with cases, I'll tell you the dream since I'm going to try this. I had a dream. I was walking down a hallway. It was either a prison or something, but there was doors. And I slid a missing / unsolved poster of Emily under the door. Ted squatted down and picked it up slowly. I only saw his shoes and jeans and not his face, but I knew it was him, like the energy, I could feel it. I could see the rest of him, like from the neck down. I guess energetically, I knew that moment I was supposed to connect and have him help me. Some may not agree, but he has been accurate in cases, and there is a video on why I do it in my videos. Who better to catch killers? And again, he came to me in my dreams, and this was like in slow motion where he slowly squatted down, picked it up with both hands, and slowly stood up. So, it is what it is. If I get pulled to do something, I do what Spirit says. I don't ask questions, and we are not who we were as humans. So again, there's a video to explain that if you want to go look at that. Anyways, I pulled him up saying, can you help me because I'm struggling here? And he said, he's like me. So that tells me that he's serial killer type energy, and he may have done this before or will again. And that repeated. And I was stuck with Emily, so I'm going to try this. Sometimes Spirit knows more than we do and the tools we may end up using. I can't shake that I keep picking up on a truck driver, and I'm wondering if the reason for the mention of Delphi is maybe when she was found. But also because in that reading, in those Autowrites, where I've told you guys, I got multiple cases, past, present, and future, and I tapped into some really dark things. And I do get precognitive information for those of you who don't know me, and interconnects. And yes, it can be confusing, but that's just the way it happens. I don't know if you guys remember back. I got a truck driver many times in the Delphi Autowrites. My eyes started twitching at that point, so it's kind of weird. Also, weirdly, there's a street Helen by where I saw where the home is, down the road. So I kept second guessing this because when I got that truck on the dirt road before that it repeated, it was like a big truck, like a Ford or something. And I got Ford when I said that. Something dark colored. And then I go back to the dream of a vehicle that was pulling a camper thing. So I'm a bit confused at this moment. Again, the dream was just a dream, but the vision that she validated with the balls was of a larger type truck. And I keep seeing it whenever I talk about it, driving down the dirt road, maybe he just dropped her off or something. And the tailgate is down and it's black and it's kind of raised. That's how I see it. Could be a Ford. And I was struggling with the maybe it was someone from the res, or I wasn't sure, but I kept picking up this white man. And that's the sketch I saw in my dream. He was white. There's also a reference to blue eyes. Ted showed me the blue eyes again. I zoomed in on them. I feel like I can hear a truck of some sort. It sounds louder, and I also like how it idles, how a semi sounds when it idles. That's what I kept hearing. And I see her step into it. I don't know. I get the feeling strongly she caught a ride, but I keep thinking she was going to someone's house or to meet someone, and it's throwing me off because I also pick up a trailer park, so I'm not really sure why. Just going to go with it, and it keeps repeating. I keep seeing her go up the stairs to a truck. I can hear the truck, it idling. I feel like she was looking for a ride or for some reason because I keep seeing her hitchhiking, so I can't help but feel that someone swooped her up. I keep wondering why the sketch flashed in so many times in my dreams. It was a black and white one, and it felt important. I'll put it on the end of this video. I don't know who he is or if he's connected or not, so I just want to put that there. But when it repeats like that, I don't know. So I don't know, this one is hard for some reason. It could just be because I don't want to get anything wrong. So the blue eyes, he must be white. And I also hear a refrigeration truck. That's kind of weird to hear. Or there could be refrigeration in the back of the truck. So I don't know why I'm getting like a dark color raised truck and then a semi-truck. The raised truck that is dark in color is the one that I see driving down the dirt road. The one that she got in sounded like a semi, and it had stairs, chrome stairs. You can see them very clearly. And one of those things that is chrome that comes up with the steam. That was I think it was on either side. I don't know if it's on just one or either side, but that was very specific. And I just want to say the truck is red, just like in Delphi. I mean, which is, again, weird. But I do get precognitive stuff, so it wouldn't be a surprise. I'm wondering now if this is a precognitive thing, and that's why I have been so drawn to it. And I get drawn to cases for a reason. So, and all that stuff just happened with Delphi too. So she was the same age as, I think, Libby. My chest is hurting and I'm getting a thrusting on my chest. I think she may have been kept for a bit before what happened. I do know that she was dismembered. I mean, I wish I didn't know that, but I do. But that makes me hear some sort of sound for a saw of some sort. I forgot to mention, entertainment purposes only. Every innocent was proven guilty and viewer discretion is advised. I think I forgot to mention that. I apologize. Okay. I am wondering if the guy is local but drives a truck, and that's why two different trucks, or at least lives close by. He comes across as nice and I think harmless. I get that he may look younger than his age. I don't know, 54 kind of pops in. At the same time, I was getting like 40s, but I don't think he's in his 40s. I think he's older than that. He just may look a little bit younger. There's a reference to cuffs or something around the wrist and tied up, like maybe in the back of the truck, if it is a semi. I don't know, I feel like I'm in a movie of some sort. My head is hurting too. I keep hearing like this. I keep hearing he's like me. He's like me. So I don't know, we may have a serial or one in the making. I'm feeling sort of nauseous and I have a headache. I know this is all over the place. Earlier I was hearing Patrick. Names can be first, middle, or last, or even connections, or may not fit here because it's an Autowrite. I also keep seeing him burying what he took with him. The chrome things that I see, I don't know what they're called, so forgive me, but they go up on the side of semis in the front in the cab, and they have steam up them. I don't know what they're called. But I keep seeing them that put out smoke. This feels pretty strong. It makes me feel like yes with the truck driving. And at the same time, I hear local. So I don't know if he was just local or used to be, or local could mean Arizona, and then close town related. But I also kind of think he has ties to Phoenix, but I also hear the word passing through or passing by. He was zoning, so Ted was zoning in on a wedding ring. So he may be married or was. But he's zoning in on a wedding ring on his right hand, or left hand. Ring on his hand. Sorry. Zoning in on a wedding ring on his hand. So he may have a family either together or not. I keep coughing. I'm not sure that she was unalive right away. I'm thinking that she was held for a bit. I also keep getting a random trailer kind of out in the middle of nowhere. I have no idea what that means. Anyone know if she was on a hiking trail or people hike around there? Because I heard hiking trail. I'm not sure exactly where she was found, but there is there is a store clerk. I don't know if this is like at a store or a gas station. It could be like one of those quick trips or something that may have seen something, but doesn't realize it. But I keep getting like a younger male, like in a red shirt, that like see something. It's like he's behind the counter. Okay. And that guy has brown hair. And he's a white guy. And he looks kind of young, like in his 20s or 30s. So they're showing me the perpetrator smokes. I mean, I keep getting the sketch again. The guy is white in the sketch, not too bad looking on his, and he has sunglasses on. I don't know if this is like the person when he's younger or somebody completely different case. I'm not understanding this at all. Because later on I saw somebody different. So kind of a strong jawline. I'm weirdly getting a reference to jeans and like brown type lace-up boots, which is what Ted was wearing in my dream. Also the name Andy again, first, middle, or perp of some kind of connection, or interconnect. And weirdly named Brian again. The guy has a picture of his daughter on the dash by the mile per hour thing, and I don't even know if it's really his daughter, but we'll get into that in a little bit. I feel like that's what he used. Like, I have a daughter your age, and maybe like made himself look like a family man, whether it's a ploy or not. And I think it was. But there is a reference to an Aussie type dog, black and white and hairy. You can see that Aussie dog very clearly. So I don't know why that's coming in, but if he had one of those or not. I think he did because I see it sitting on the seat of the truck as a lure. But there is some reason that she trusted him, although being very naive at that age, just wanting to get to where she was going and away from where she was. So I don't know if she was ever into instruments or music, but I can see different kinds. I also feel like maybe it's not the first time she snuck out. I don't know if anybody knew about that, but there's something about 140 miles. It could be I-40 or the number 140, but I'm thinking it's 140 miles because she looked this up afterwards. She was found 100 miles away, 40 miles more maybe. I don't know. Whoever it pretends to be, some good guy, when he's really not. He puts on good face and is charming. He doesn't feel threatening at the time. I'm thrown because I pulled some cards and they insinuated there could be multiple people involved or an accomplice. I'm only seeing that one guy, so I'm questioning it all. I don't know if she was artsy or liked to draw or paint because I see pictures on the wall. I think Emily had to grow up faster than she should have, and she may have had a tough life, but I feel she had a great laugh and really tried to make the best out of life. Feathers are coming in, and I don't know if she had regalia or wanted to, but I hear the word regalia. I'm also not sure how that makes sense. I keep hearing she got a ride with the wrong person. He's like me. That's repeating. Or like he was when he was here. So, and I'm serial killer basically. So he could be local to AZ, but just Arizona, but just passing through this area. So that's why I heard both. It feels like he had everything he needed in the truck at his disposal and that he was at a crime of opportunity in the moment of vulnerability. I feel like losing breath, being strangled and straddled, happening over and over. I keep coughing. I also feel like there was DNA he was worried about. I would look for similar cases in surrounding areas. I also get that T that keeps popping in, first, middle, or last, but I also hear Thompson. No idea how that fixed. But I do think that that was the last name of another Emily case or something. It has come in before, though. I don't know if the T is for that or something else. There is brutality here, and I do feel a sense of drugging or chloroform at some point. I would ask witnesses if they ever seen a truck parked on that route like I've described. I just don't understand the two different vehicles unless he's not far from home and switch vehicles, but at some point, I feel like it's parked on the side of the road. I get a reference to 23 as well. I don't know why, but I also see like a white truck bed. White truck, I can't let go of that, and again, my throat's hurting again. And again, those promptings that put out see. He's driving through here more than once, so he knows the route, and that's why she was put where she was. He wanted her to be found, but nothing to trace back to him. I don't know if the family that he pretends to have is a ploy, or if he's with them. I don't think he is the further I got along. I keep getting kind of a house or a trailer somewhere, definitely a trailer, somewhere kind of remote, and I keep seeing him bury the rest of her, what's missing. I think he was worried about DNA because she did fight him. I feel like, heck, he could have scratch marks on his neck or did. He may have wore a jacket with a high collar or missed work after. I do feel SA was involved, and weird, whenever I get the jacket, it's like a jean type jacket. The word I'm seeing being taped by a phone or something, or her being taped. So I don't know if he recorded her or something to look back on. I also feel, I don't know, a piece of clothing or some sort of trophy was kept. I'm realizing another reason that Ted says he's like me, and that's with the dismemberment. I don't think Ted went like as far as he did with that, but same type of psychopath. My head just started hurting really bad. My chest is also hurting and kind of feels like something brutal happened with it. Again, I always want to cough and cough and cough. I feel as though a lot happened in the dark because that's what I keep seeing, so it's dark. But I also see this truck, and like it's weird. Like I can kind of see partially of his face or a little bit of his face, like when the light hits, but it's mostly dark. And whenever that happens, like I have a hard time seeing. All of it tends to make sense when everything is said and done, I guess. But again, I also see his truck parked on the side of the road where at some point along the path or along the highway. I just don't know if he lives somewhere between there or like a little after where she went missing from. And she was dumped because I keep pulling up his residence. He's very good at hiding who he is. I also don't know if my dream with a camper trailer makes sense if he has one or not. That was very specific with me trying to follow it while getting the license plate. I don't know. I hope that this is right and not picking up someone else, because the cards indicate maybe a partner in crime, but I don't see one. I see that he's very much like an undercover psycho, and there is a line that he's crossing, so I don't know if that's city, state, or county. I don't know why I hear CODIS hit, so if they somehow maybe got DNA and there could be a hit in CODIS, I also hear unsolved for a period of time, but I also hear a change in laws, maybe in how things are reported. There is something about a scholarship in her name. I also keep going back to Delphi and my Autowrites. So there, I don't know if I picked it up there because of all the similarities, and I feel like I'm rewriting that damn Autowrite in the age of the girls, the perp, and the timing. There could very well be some clues back there, and also he could be very similar to RA. But I do, again, know that I got a red truck back then, and that's why I'm second guessing and questioning now. I also can see the perp at any point in his life. Keep that in mind, too. There may be some sort of duty record or something. It feels like it wasn't relevant in the adult years. He mostly kept his nose clean, but some way they get a CODIS hit in the system in some way. So there may be some fault or something. But I also pick up genealogy. So I don't know if they get that, too, and there must be something he missed. And I also am getting hair, so I don't know if that's his or the dog, or what. Fibers, carpet fibers is coming up as well. That can be a rug too. I feel the pushback from the community on this, and therefore the other agencies are pulled in, but things weren't done in a fast enough manner either. There was some anger and frustrations taken out on her. Could take a while before it's solved. May seems to be a time where things may speed up, where we may get some information, but I also feel delays of some sort. I also feel like the number 5 is significant. I'm going to attach my sketch to this again at the end of the reading. I don't know if it's the guy is the one that keeps popping in my dreams, but I have 2 sketches, and I'm going to continue to go on and explain that to you. But I had to do the guy in my dreams, so that's the younger looking one. All right, I did the best at remembering, so it's probably not going to be perfect. It's just going to be a likelihood. Remember, I'm taking it from a vision. Look, I'm taking it from a vision and showing you guys, so it might not be perfect. There could be some trafficking going on because that last tap-in, maybe something went wrong, but there was an ambush. In a way, she was deceived by who she was meeting in some sense, or she was deceived along the way. I just feel there's deception here and a ruse. There's 2 sides to him. He's not who he seems to be. There's a bigger guy with longer hair. I don't know who that is. Keep seeing the hair is shoulder length. I don't know if he's native or not, and I'm not, again, sure who he is. I just get a glimpse of him, and he's a bigger type guy. Also, I hear the name Joseph, and RNC kind of came in when I was trying to tap in on the license, so I'm not sure. Trophy, such as in hands. And, again, continue to auto-write into Emily. This is now 3/12/25. I know one thing, when I tap in with her, I always want to cough and I can't breathe. The fact that some research that I did on the feelings as to why I felt the hands were kept tells me it is serial in nature, as it is about having a trophy and taking away power. Serials are known to do this. I just can't shake that in some sort of serial, and it is about psychopathy of that serial too. Power and control, and I'm wondering if he is much like Ted because of the fact that they were wearing the same thing in my dream, and he said just like me, and Ted did similar things. So I wish I could see him better. The chart seems to point to female involved as well as some of the cards I pulled, but I can't see or hear. I can't see her. I only see him alone, and I'm struggling to connect with Emily. So other than coughing and my jaw hurting, and I'll get into more other stuff that she brings up, but I do feel this was brutal SA multiple times. The control factor there is kind of crazy. And lately, I've had a few different signs with Delphi's Rick Allen. I think it was weird because I was scrolling on TikTok and I came across a political thing, and they were saying this protester's name was Richard Allen, and I was like, what? I just finished talking about this. So I'm getting those signs. It's kind of like serendipity things. It's really weird. But I think this guy could be similar in some ways because of the interconnect, and also the fact that they were both portrayed by Saturn in the crime chart, making this an older male, probably in his 50s. Which I saw after the first Autowrite. So he could have a drinking and substance problem. And I am wondering about his trucking thing, like being a ruse. It could be that he is private and uses the truck, if you get my drift. What makes me second guess is that the fact why she would get in a vehicle with him. I can only think that he came across as non-threatening, saying he had a wife and kid and a dog as a ruse. He could be bigger type male, and I don't know if the man I keep seeing and have the sketch done for is him or not. And why that repeated. I'm doing it again. I'm going to add it to this video because he seems bigger. As I tapped in more, he seemed like a bigger guy. maybe a bit country when he talks. I keep hearing the words little lady. Seeing more of him, but he's in the shadows. Definitely feel he wears a lot of hats, like ball caps, but I also get a reference to possibly even a cowboy hat. His hair seems lighter shade of brown, and he may have thinning. I get thicker type hands with him, so the man I see, he doesn't match really unless it's at a different age. But it's important, so I'm adding it anyway. Again, the man may seem like he's innocent and doesn't mean harm. I don't know if I feel like this isn't his first and it won't be his last. He's cunning. She wants to go into who he is. I feel like she doesn't really want to talk about what happened to her too much because the point is catching him, right, I guess. I get my head hurting at the top again, but majorly feel like I can't breathe. I also feel like I hear the word plaything. I also get lots of brutality, and there may be some racism to this, but I also get back to the hand and what the handprint stands for Native women. This is about taking her voice as well. The man is good at manipulation and a hatred for women that I think he hides really well, but maybe not in the past so much. He has a temper that not many may see, and again, I get trailer kind of out in the middle of nowhere with lots of dirt and dust around. Typical desert. It feels also like she really wanted to get to where she was going, and that's another reason why she got in. That is why I second guess this, because I don't understand if she was taught about stranger danger. But again, I feel like he used ruses. She didn't feel she had any other way, and again, she really wanted to meet this boy that she had been talking to. I don't know if it's him or not. I keep seeing him pull over, and she's like, why are we pulling over? At this point, she looks at him kind of sideways, and now is realizing that she made a mistake and is in trouble. I want to say he wears the same clothes I've seen Ted in my dreams, checker-type shirts at times. Sometimes I just T-shirts, jeans, brown lace-up boots. I can't stop that sound of the truck engine. It's something that tends to repeat, the sound of it. After he pulled over, and he acted like they were just pulling over for him to pee or something innocent. But she became locked in and nowhere to go. And I feel like he had chloroform, though, because I get a cloth over her mouth. I feel like he could have kept her for about 5 days. There's reference to 5 days. He's very brutal and, again, is about control over women or young women. He doesn't look at them as children, and there may be child pee on his computer. I talked this over with a friend because I was second-guessing and nothing changed about what I was getting, so that has to be right. He may walk with a limp for some reason. There's 3 other cases at least, I think. I heard 3 other cases. That's the words I heard. Going back to Delphi Autowrites, the color red is coming in again. I also feel like he has a certain ritual about how he does things. I see him drinking and listening to loud music afterwards. I feel like there's no empathy, just pure psychopathy. I feel the fear Emily felt after he pulled over and she realized that she was in trouble. But before that, it was small talk about school, the home, and other things to gain trust. I get a reference to chameleon, someone that can blend into surroundings, and then again can seem just some random nice stranger. The first 3 cards I pulled were good guy, stranger, and bad guy. So, I mean, that's kind of validating the reading. They are reminding me that I got the thief card, but this is more about the thief of lives. I feel like he could use different ruses to get people to trust him. I don't know, he could seem odd, but people don't think anything of it. There's a reference to religion or church as I'm shown across, and I'm hearing looking for trouble, so there's a reference to the way he felt about her looking for trouble and going to meet the boy. I don't know, I feel like that residence has to be relevant, and maybe she was held there and unalive there and then taken to the personal space to the dump spot. I think he has a shop with power tools. He reeks of alcohol. She is saying I should have known better. I do feel her sacrifice will bring some clarity to Indigenous missing kids and the home and women and that home, and maybe save others in a way. He doesn't think he made a mistake, but I feel like he did. I don't know why I see military type wear or just a hunting gear or military at what point. The house became Delphi weird. The side of my neck is hurting, and the left side, and I'm wondering about her neck. If you get my drift with the dismemberment, okay, because that's how bad it hurt here and here. I'm wondering how many bags because I get 3. Not sure why. And there is something about her clothes as well. I'll have to tell you that for much of this, Emily was not in her body, so that is what she wants people to know in human form, that she didn't experience much of what happened to her, but middle of the neck is hurting severely. I heard the word frequent truck stops, so I don't know, he may pick up prostitutes, and the front of my neck is hurting now too. I feel like there's some type of tattoo on his chest over his heart area, in reference to tribal some sort of tattoo. But every time I see him, I get white features like blue eyes and his skin tone. He's a larger male. I'm getting 240, so that may be around that in weight. I don't know if I'm hearing like 5'11", so maybe around that. I don't know if always was that big though. This man kind of reminds me of the guy that had a trailer of beer cans back in Idaho for Autowrites. I feel like he wears a hunting knife on his left side of his belt area. His belly may be a bit bigger, almost like a beer belly. They show me some medications he may take, and they show me pill bottles. She shows me with her something tied around her mouth at some point. Jimmy comes in weirdly. That came in an EVP the other night, and Delphi Autowrites. Also the letter A. This can be first, middle, or last initial. I also get the name Peter. Just even one I get. May not all fit here or be connections. He's got something about American flag, maybe on his truck. Seems like he's a proud type of American, kind of Republican values. Sorry. It is what it is. Deal with it. There is something about chipped tooth in the front on the side, like I think on this side, because I feel like it's the left. I don't know why they're showing me bare chest and there's some hair on it, like kind of curly, thin. I don't know. It's annoying. It's gross. It's like from her point of view, I think. I hate to say that. It feels like he is a huge liar, and everything he told about his wife and kids could be fake. I don't know where this woman is in the chart, in the cards, but I can't see her. Sorry. Keep seeing him alone. There's pictures of missing kids, and I keep seeing missing, like posters, like missing posters. Kind of weird. He may sometimes have facial hair, mustache, beard, light brown, and there might be some gray even coming in. I may be able to also make a sketch of him as well, which I did add at the end. So, but substances seem to be strong around him. This is why I think maybe even the truck could be a ruse. He could be used. He used to be a truck driver, and now he just does this in his off time or something. The ball started going off. We started to record, and I'll add whatever when it went off here in the video after this. I feel like I'm in a movie, and this feels like something too crazy to be. That's why the second guessing. And why? I don't know. I got myself in this reading, but I hope it's accurate. I keep coughing and have a strong urge to do it. So, like, he can look well put together, then he can look a mess. Seems like that sort of changed after this happened with her. And I get like bloodlust now, crime of opportunity. I can hear native chants from Emily, and her ancestors are around her strong. She is healing. I don't know why I hear word judge, but gotta say it. Switching over again, there's a reference to jail bars or either past or future. But I also get the word assault, so maybe there's a history of that. The essay or just regular. He's definitely an alcoholic, and I do think sometimes he does narcotics. Delusions and illusions come to mind with him. Robert is another name I'm getting. Sorry about all the names. Can be connected. Just remember, I'm doing an Autowrite. I just heard he doesn't care about anybody but himself, and he's so mean. He's a narcissist, of course. He may have been married at one time, because I do feel like a divorce, but may play a factor somewhere. But he seems single now, and all of that may be a ruse, or he may be delusional. He's good at hiding who he is. He's out in public in some way, meaning that he's not really hiding. He doesn't have any guilt. It's more like a high from what he did, and he may not have like kind of been around a few days after. Psychopath is the truest kind. I feel like he's got larger hands. I keep getting the hands like a reference to the neck, but larger, kind of like fatter. Weird one. He may have like a black thumbnail or something at some point. I know that's random. I keep getting him with tools, so he may use them in some way, a mechanic, or just fixes things on or cars on the side. I've seen him wiping oil off his hands. The word Chester comes in. No idea. He could live in Globe or very close to, because I heard that word, and I do know that she was found on the outskirts of it. The recording is to replay things, but I do feel he recorded her or recorded things. I keep getting an old rundown trailer, whether that's just his place or it's his residence. But there's like stairs leading up to it, and that is white, kind of run down. October comes in. He may like to fish and hunt. At some point, I definitely see him hunting. He's got deer in his sights, and he's crossed down, so I can see him hunting. So there may be an affinity for that. He enjoys it. It's like he wanted her to be found for some sick reason. The reason I question the trafficking is usually they aren't found that usually, and not this fast unless something went wrong, and it's just not fully coming in that way. It could be happening or something in some way. Because I did hear it, but I don't know why I want to connect directly to him. This just feels like 6-foot individual serial killer tendencies. I keep thinking there are more or will be more. I keep getting reference to dark-haired, I think, ex-girlfriend of his. Long dark hair, it comes in ex-girlfriend unless it's delusions or, one of his victims. I hear the word uncle, so I'm not really sure if he is one or not. And as far as the globe, I'm getting, like, the outskirts of it. I don't know why I'm hearing Annabelle either, so just hang on to it. I just want to keep pushing because I don't want to keep pushing because I'll just pick up other things in other cases. So let's just start with this, and I'll add maybe some EVPs that may fit that came in the other night, and I'll just add the sound because I fell asleep when the balls are going off. So that figures. And I'll add the sketches in the end. I tried to make him look 54 or 50s or older, but I had to break my connection with Emily a bit to do it before I lost the vision of it. She's not super strong, but I did get some stuff from her. I don't know, again, who the younger one is. Like I said, it's there, so I'm going to put it out. I will do the cards later, at a later date, to see what validates. I only pulled a few to validate what I was getting to make sure I was on the right track when I first started channeling. And I do hope this makes sense and is accurate. And you know me, I'm always doubting. So easy to let my mind get away. But like I said, when I was talking it over with a friend, I saw things and they didn't change. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time believing this. Maybe because it seems so crazy. And I know when I've done Autowrites in the past, I've gotten other cases and didn't with Delphi not a huge amount fit for the Autowrites. So I did that with my elbow. So ignore that one. But all the other stuff was definitely her validating or spirit validating what I've gotten. So I'm going to go ahead and add those other things to this video. And make sure that when you're done, you subscribe. And thank you for being a part of the channel. And I appreciate your support and your belief in me. And I will see you. Crap. The ball was going crazy and I couldn't get it recorded, and that's so annoying. Maybe I should just move. There we go.